What up YouTube, Racky Ryan here. Today I'm going to be talking about stocks. What else? I'm just a guy in a hoodie that is on YouTube who's always talking about stocks. Keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not to be construed as financial advice. I started investing 13 years ago, and over my journey I have turned $500 into $2,000 into six figures. So in my journey I learned a lot. I learned what to do, what not to do, and I'm here to give you some of the tips that I learned along the way. So I'm basically the person that I wish was there for me when I started. So all I ask in return is you hit a like. If you hit subscribe, that's great, but just try and help out the channel any way you can because I'm here to help you. Together we're on this road to Racks journey. What that means is we're literally on the road to making money. Racks is money. So I'm here to help you make money. Also, I just want to thank you guys for watching this channel. We are now past 500 subscribers. That is 500 plus people that are watching this channel. It makes me happy that I can help that many people on the road to Racks and making money through the stock market. So President Biden recently released his $2 trillion infrastructure bill. And in that bill, there was a lot of money that is going to go towards EV charging. So I'm here to break down the companies that would benefit from that, but I'm not going to go with the most obvious ones such as Tesla or Chargepoint. I'm actually going to be looking into a different company that is a little bit under the radar because that's what I like to do. I like to uncover value. I'm a value investor. I'm always trying to look at the things that other people are not looking at. Not only am I a value investor, but I'm trying to provide you with value. So I pulled up news on what I'm talking about. So Biden wants to build a national EV charging system under $2 trillion infrastructure plan, but it won't be easy. Okay, Michael Wayland, of course it won't be easy, duh. President Joe Biden is prioritizing a national EV charging network under his $2 trillion infrastructure bill, promising to have at least 500,000 of the devices installed across the U.S. by 2030. The Biden administration is rolling out a $174 billion plan to spur the development and adoption of electric vehicles. So the most obvious two stocks to invest in related to this news is Tesla and Chargepoint. And I know that there's going to be thousands of YouTubers who make videos on this. So instead of me trying to compete with them on those types of topics, because we're all going to end up saying the same thing, I'm going to provide you value by showing you a company that probably not many YouTubers are going to be talking about. And that company is called Volta. Volta is trading under ticker symbol SNPR. SNPR is a SPAC. SNPR is doing a reverse merger with Volta in order to bring Volta public. So now let's pull up Volta so you can see what Volta is. Let's pull up the chart. Let's actually take a look into what's going on with Volta. All right, so I pulled up Volta's website here. And so Volta is EV charging at the places you like to go. There's a lot of people that are going to be competing with the EV charging space. But what's unique about Volta is that the EV charging is free, but you can see here they have these really cool charging stations that basically are showing advertisements to you the whole time. And those ads pay for the charging. Let's go to the About page so I can show you what we mean. We set out to accelerate the arrival of EV charging. We built the most utilized EV charging network in the US, offering free charging to drivers wherever they like to be. Our stations double as an ad platform that increases the value of real estate by engaging new audiences and telling high-impact stories using sustainable technologies. So, let's say you're a REIT and you're a real estate investment trust, which means you're just a business that owns real estate. And in your real estate portfolio, you own malls. And in your mall, you have certain tenants like Nike. And then in your parking lot, you're going to have EV charging stations. Well, you can have a Volta charging station for people to charge their cars. And while they're charging their cars, they can see ads from Nike that's in your store so that Nike will pay you, Volta, in order to advertise for that charging station. You as the REIT, the owner of the mall, you benefit because you have people that are using Volta. Volta's probably paying you in order to have their charging station on your location. And then Nike's happy as your tenant within your mall because they have advertisements and people outside of the mall that are seeing their ads that can just easily walk into the mall and buy products. So it really creates this symbiotic relationship between the mall owner, the EV charge station, and the advertiser. So this is the future of EV charging. So this is Volta's website talking about the value that they provide advertisers. You can see in this picture, they basically have these EV charging stations, and there's all these different ads going on. So, you know, Coke or whatever this is. So this is a play on words, charging toward a greener future, like, you know, like moving forward. So they're charging, moving forward. Charging toward a greener future. 40 million plus pounds of CO2 offset, 90 million plus free electric miles delivered, and 3.5 million gallons of gas saved. Here's their leadership. This is the leadership. I'm not going to go click on these people. They look like very nice people. But basically, I think you get the gist. I'm not sure that this stock is on people's radars, but it's on my radar, and I'm going to be buying shares of Volta stock after the long weekend with the holiday. So on Monday, I'm going to be buying shares of Volta. But like I said, remember, Volta is trading under ticker symbol SNPR. So let's pull up SNPR and let's talk about SNPR so you understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Okay, so I pulled up SNPR, which is Volta. So again, this was a SPAC that acquired Volta. I know it says Tortoise Acquisition 2 Corporation, but this is a SPAC that has acquired Volta in order to bring them public. So if you're not sure what a SPAC is, there's a video that you can watch above after this video. But this is going to become Volta. So if you're aware of the SPAC industry, then you might be familiar with what I'm about to talk about. If not, no worries, bear with me. Most SPACs come public around $10 per share. So there was a huge SPAC craze starting with Lucid Motors, which is CCIV. And that stock did really, really well. I'll show you what happened with CCIV. So CCIV is a SPAC that's going to become Lucid Motors. It is known as a competitor to Tesla for EV vehicles. And you can look at the chart here, and basically once it was announced that CCIV was acquiring Lucid, it had a huge run up all the way until about February 20th, and then it has cratered since then on some really bad news. So the CCIV news basically killed all of the SPAC market because it really allowed people to realize how speculative of an investment some of these SPACs were. And so what that did was it affected the entire SPAC market. Literally, you can take a look here. CCIV, also known as Lucid, was trading at such an astronomical price compared to its actual value. And so everyone started to get spooked, and they sold all of the different other SPACs in the market. And this is one of them. And so when Volta was announced, this was the announcement of Volta becoming Volta. And since the SPAC market was hot, it went all the way up to $17 per share. And now today it is sitting at $10.89. And what do we like to do on this channel? We go value hunting. That's what we like to do. We like to go hunting for value. We're on the road to racks, and the best way to make money is by value investing. You like to buy low and sell high. And so this stock has gone all the way from $17 per share, and it's now sitting at $10.89 per share. So I think that right now is a good time to invest into Volta, and I'm going to be buying shares on Monday. I'm probably going to end up buying 100 shares of this. So that's like I'm going to put $1,000 into Volta stock. So there you have it. I'm curious what you guys think about this video and Volta stock. If you like this video today, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe. And if you have any stocks that you want me to analyze, leave them in the comments below. I appreciate you guys being here today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.